There is a kind of pain that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come crashing in like a wave. It sneaks up on you, quiet, patient, usually late at night, when the house is still and everyone else is asleep. It is the pain of remembering, of looking back at your life and whispering to yourself, I wish I had done that differently. After 70 years of living, after all the birthdays, the jobs, the arguments, the laughter, the goodbyes, many people discover the same hard truth. The things that hurt the most are not the things they did. They are the things they didn't do, the words they never said, the people they let slip away, the life they kept putting off until tomorrow. Today, we are going to talk about those regrets, not to make you sad, but because understanding them deeply, honestly, might just change the way you live the time you still have. Imagine sitting in a quiet room. The walls are covered with photographs, children's birthday parties, old vacations, faces of people you once knew so well. Some of them are gone now. Some of them have simply drifted away. A man named Raymond sat in a room like that. He was 74 years old. He had worked hard his entire life. Long hours, early mornings, missed dinners. He had provided for his family. He had done what he thought he was supposed to do. But sitting in that quiet room, surrounded by all those memories, Raymond told his daughter something that surprised her. He said, I spent so much time doing what I thought mattered that I never stopped to notice what actually did. Raymond is not alone. Researchers, caregivers, and hospice workers who sit with people in their final years often report the same patterns, the same quiet aches, the same unfinished sentences that begin with, I should have. These are not unusual people. They are ordinary people, just like you and me, who got so busy living that they forgot to truly feel alive. Here are the regrets that, after 70, never seem to leave. There is a story many older people tell. It goes something like this. When their children were young, they were building their careers. When their children needed them, they were at the office. When their grandchildren arrived, they were finally free. But somehow, the days felt shorter. The energy wasn't the same, and the little ones grew up so fast. A woman named Dorothy, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio, once said something that has stayed with many who heard it. She said, I never once, at the end of a hard day, wished I had stayed at work longer. But I have spent years wishing I had come home sooner. We live in a world that tells us success is measured by what we earn, what we own, what we achieve. And for a while that message feels true. It feels motivating. But time has a way of correcting that illusion. Money, it turns out, can sometimes be made back. Time with the people you love, that is gone the moment it passes. And no raise, no promotion, no corner office ever fills the space that a missed childhood memory leaves behind. If you still have years ahead of you, ask yourself tonight, am I trading the right things for the right reasons? Pride is a strange thing. In the moment, it feels like strength. It feels like standing your ground, protecting your dignity, refusing to be the one who backs down. But in the long quiet of old age, pride often reveals itself for what it really was. A wall that kept love out and kept hurt locked in. There was a man named Harold. He and his brother had a falling out when they were both in their 40s, a dispute over their mother's estate. Angry words were exchanged, legal papers were filed, and then silence. Harold told himself his brother should apologize first. His brother probably told himself the same, and so they both waited. And waited. And waited. His brother died of a heart attack on a Tuesday morning. Harold found out 3 days later, through a cousin. He was not at the funeral. He's in his late 70s now. And not a single day passes, he says, without thinking about that phone call he never made. If there is someone in your life you have been meaning to call, someone you argued with, someone you drifted from, please hear this. The right time is not later. The right time is now. Almost everyone has one. A dream they held once, soft and glowing, like a candle in the dark. Maybe it was writing a book, starting a small business, learning to paint, moving to a place that always called to them, playing music again. And then life happened. Bills happened. Responsibilities happened. And that small, glowing dream got placed on a shelf, carefully, gently, with the quiet promise that someday, when things settled down, they would come back to it. But things rarely settle down on their own. And someday is a day that never actually arrives on the calendar. A retired engineer named Thomas spent 40 years designing other people's visions. In his heart, he always wanted to build furniture. Real, handcrafted furniture, with his own hands. He had the skill. He had the passion. He simply never gave himself permission. When he finally retired at 68 and walked into a woodworking class for the first time, he cried. He told the instructor, "I don't know why I waited so long." The instructor smiled and said, "Most people do. It is never too late to begin, but it is always too soon to give up on what makes you feel alive. We assume people know how we feel. We assume that because we show up, because we provide, because we are there, the love is understood. We think it is written in the everyday moments, in the cups of coffee made without being asked, in the rides to the doctor, in the lawn that gets mowed every Saturday. And maybe it is. But the heart also needs to hear it spoken. A grandmother named Eleanor raised 4 children, worked 2 jobs, and kept her household running for 30 years, almost entirely on her own. She was devoted. She was present. She was everything a mother could be. But she came from a generation that didn't say those words easily. Emotion felt dangerous somehow. Vulnerability felt like weakness. It was only when her oldest son sat beside her hospital bed and held her hand that she looked at him and said, for maybe the 2nd or 3rd time in his entire life, "I love you. I am so proud of you." He wept like a child. Say it. Say it today. Say it tomorrow. Say it until the people in your life can hear it in their sleep. Because one day, you will not have the chance. And they will spend the rest of their lives wondering if you did. Think about all the things you have worried about in your life. The presentation that seemed catastrophic. The bill that somehow got paid. The argument that resolved itself. The health scare that turned out to be nothing. The relationship that eventually healed. Now think about how much of your life, how many mornings, how many evenings, how many quiet hours was spent inside that worry instead of inside your actual life. Most people who have lived long enough will tell you the same thing. 90% of what they feared never happened. And the 10% that did, they survived it. They got through it. They came out the other side. A retired pastor named Joseph put it this way. He said, "I spent so many years worrying about the storms that I forgot to enjoy the sunshine between them. And there was so much sunshine. So much." Worry is not preparation. It is not caution. It is just suffering twice. Once when you imagine the worst, and once if it actually comes. If you are carrying something heavy right now, set it down for just a moment. Look around at where you are, at who is near you, at what is already good. It is there. It has always been there. When we are young, the body feels invincible. We stay up too late, eat whatever we want, skip the doctor's appointments, push through pain, and tell ourselves we'll be fine. And for a while, we are. But the body keeps a record. It is quiet about it, patient, the way a good accountant is patient. It doesn't send reminders. It simply adds it up. And eventually, somewhere around 60, or 65, or 70, the bill arrives. Many older adults say their deepest regret is not something dramatic. It is simply this: I wish I had taken better care of myself when I still could. Not because they are vain, not because they want to live forever, but because they want to be present, to dance at a grandchild's wedding, to take a slow walk without pain, to wake up in the morning and feel grateful instead of exhausted. Your body is the home your soul lives in. Treat it with the kindness you would give to something you cannot replace. If you have made it this far, then something in this video touched something real in you. And I want you to know that feeling you have right now, that quiet ache, that soft urgency, it is not sadness. It is wisdom. It is the part of you that still has time. The part of you that knows life is not over. The part of you that is ready to make a different choice, starting today. You do not have to be 70 or 80 to learn these lessons. You do not have to wait until the photographs on the wall are all that's left. Call the person. Say the words. Chase the dream, even if it's a small, quiet version of it. Put the phone down and look at the face across the table from you. Take the walk. Rest when you're tired. Laugh louder than you think is appropriate. None of us gets out of this life without regrets, but we do get to choose how many. Live in such a way that when you are sitting in your own quiet room, surrounded by your own photographs, you will be able to smile, not perfectly, but honestly, and say, I lived. I really lived.